The Guardians of Argenus, the Gates of Eternity. In a distant and mysterious galaxy, there was a world called Argenus, renowned for its majestic nature and wise inhabitants. This world was safeguarded from evil forces by ancient heroes whose deeds had long since become legend. However, the ancient evil had not disappeared forever, it lingered in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to return. At the heart of the story are 5 young residents of Argenus, each with their own dreams and destinies. One day, their paths crossed. Though they were strangers to one another, they were bound by an ancient prophecy that foretold the rise of new heroes when evil returned to threaten their world. Lena, Keeper of Light. Lena was born into a family of sages who had safeguarded the knowledge of history and magic for centuries. From a young age, she possessed extraordinary power, drawn from the light of the sun. This power could heal wounds and destroy darkness. Lena was modest and always sought to use her abilities for good, helping the people of her village. However, she was unaware that her destiny was far greater. Tarek, Lord of Fire. Tarek, the son of a blacksmith, had loved fire since childhood. He could spend hours watching his father forge weapons and eventually learn to wield fire himself. One day, Tarek realized his connection to fire ran much deeper. He could control flames, summon fiery whirlwinds, and even walk through fire unharmed. With a soul ablaze with adventure and freedom, he always dreamed of performing great deeds. Arian, the Frost Warrior. Arian was born in the icy mountains, where harsh winters ruled. He grew up learning to survive among snow and ice. As a teenager, Arian discovered his ability to control the element of ice, freezing water, summoning snowstorms, and creating ice walls for protection. His character was as cold and firm as the glaciers of his homeland, but deep inside, he was ready to fight for justice. Nira, Mistress of Wind. Born in the desert lands, Nira was as free as the wind. She loved running through sand dunes, feeling the wind play with her hair. Soon, Nira realized she could control the wind. She could summon hurricanes, fly on air currents, and move even the heaviest objects with powerful gusts. Nira was cheerful and light-hearted, always finding positivity in every situation. Chaos, Master of Shadows. Chaos was a quiet and reserved young man who preferred to remain in the shadows. He was born in the dark forests of Argenus and had studied ancient spells tied to dark magic since childhood. He learned to manipulate shadows, become invisible, and move between realms through darkness. Despite his grim abilities, Chaos had a kind heart and was willing to sacrifice himself to save the world. The Rise of Darkness. One day, strange events began to unfold on Argenus. Darkness, long confined to ancient ruins, started to awaken. An ancient evil known as Morgus rose again. Morgus was a dark sorcerer banished from Argenus for attempting to conquer the world. His magic, rooted in darkness and destruction, now sought to return and finish what he had started. The elders of Argenus, realizing the gravity of the threat, began searching for new heroes to defend the world. The prophecy spoke of 5 protectors who would unite their forces to defeat evil. Lena, Tarek, Arian, Nira, and Chaos each began to receive strange visions and signs leading them to a meeting place, a fortress hidden in the heart of Argenus. When they finally came together, their powers united into a formidable force. Initially, they distrusted one another, as each had their own quirks and flaws, but they gradually realized their strengths complemented one another. The final battle. The great battle took place at the foot of the Black Mountains, where Morgus planned to open a portal to the Shadow Realm and summon more monstrous beings. Lena, surrounded by light, led her friends into battle. Tarek's fiery strikes burned through the darkness, Arian built icy barriers, Nira unleashed hurricanes to scatter the enemies, and Chaos used his shadow magic to infiltrate enemy lines and destroy them from within. Morgus proved to be a formidable foe, wielding ancient knowledge and power drawn from the very heart of darkness. His magic devoured light, making him seem invincible. But Lena, using her light powers, discovered Morgus's weakness, his heart, consumed by shadows. When it seemed the hero's strength was fading, Lena summoned all her power to create a majestic solar beam that pierced through the dark clouds and struck Morgus's heart. His darkness began to dissipate, and Chaos used his shadow magic to seal the remnants of Morgus's power in an ancient artifact. A new era of heroes. After their victory, the 5 heroes became more than just defenders of Argenus. They became symbols of hope and light, capable of protecting their world from any threat. Though their adventures continued, this story is only the beginning of a grand saga about heroes who united to save their world. The balance of light and darkness remains fragile, and while Morgus is defeated, the heroes know that evil rarely vanishes for good. New challenges await, and their unity will be their greatest strength in battles yet to come. The end.